Alright, we're doing a channel update. We have all three of the cars in the same place. This is a rare occasion. Anyway, a lot of stuff's going on. Haven't had a lot of time to make videos because I got sick. But right now the Mustang is the primary car. And, you know, it's running good. A little bit of lifter noise still, but pretty much the only thing I have to do to drive this car is adjust the clutch cable and check the oil. It's been very reliable and nice, but try to keep it in the garage during the winter. Keep it good. Had some snow out here. See, let's get inside. This is my first car. Had this for a long time. I've done the most work out of anything on this. See, pretty clean in here. It's dark, you know, shadows and whatnot, but it smells good. It smells good. The only other problem I'm having, say, after putting these new doors on, it was leaking from this weather strip. So I tried bending the door frame in a little bit, but I haven't taken it outside or taken it to the car wash since then to see if it still leaks. Good interior on this car. Needs a little bit of a detail, but I think it could all be brought back. Used to haul around rear axles in the back of this thing, so a lot of the plastics are all scratched up in the back, but you don't see it when you're in the driver's seat. It doesn't matter. A lot of little things on this car that you wouldn't know. It's like, yeah, this vehicle has a driver airbag. No, it doesn't. I took these visors out of a car in the junkyard years ago. Mine were ripping apart. You can't really get new visors with vanity lights in them, so I wanted to keep that. So I changed this light bulb to an LED a few years ago. I might change it back to an orange one. I don't know. The AC still works. The heat works. Got the original shit in here. Purchased this car, I think I was the third owner. So back when I got this, I think in 2009 or something, you could still get cars with all this stuff in the glove box, not completely torn apart. It's T5 swapped. That was one of the earliest things I did to this. So, you know, it's awesome. That chime down there, those break a lot of the time because the little O-ring disintegrates, so it gets really quiet. But you can get an O-ring of a similar size from Sears, made of rubber, and rebuild the chime box, and you'd be good to go forever. We got the purple floor mats. I think I got these off eBay, like probably 2015 or something. So the car didn't have floor mats in it when I purchased it. Okay, give it a start up. Amazing. Yeah. We got the ponies on here. I think what I'm gonna do is put the GT taillights back on. These ones got oversprayed on them when I was doing the bumper and stuff. Really need to redo the ponies. You know, the peeling paint doesn't look that great, but I mean, fuck, it's a complete car. Suspension, we got lowering springs, KYB silvers, turbo coupe, rear disc brake, 355 gears, no quad shocks. Put new front control arms on both sides. can open the engine. I need to go wash this thing. It's just a basic GT40 P heads, F303 plus cam from Summit, GT40 intake. The Ford Racing shorty headers. $130 amp alternator. You know, everything you want. Oh yeah, electric fan. Gotta have that. The adjustable proportioning valve for the rear disc. Yeah, Delta carrying control, fan controller. Pretty quality stuff. Oh, she stalled. You need to do the base idle reset and stuff on this, but I guess with that we'll move on to the next car. It's a '83 Mercury Marquis. Having a little trouble with this. Anyone who follows the channel will know that. Had a ball joint fail on the driver's side, so had to get it towed back here and do that on the parking pad. But ever since getting that fixed, it's been endless problems with this car. So this thing won't even move right now, unfortunately. And wanted to get the passenger side control arm done so it would match, but driving this around, I figured out that it had more problems now. So this thing, you can drive it around and then it'll just fucking stall and then you won't be able to start it back up. I thought it was ignition related, so I went through and I replaced pretty much every ignition component this thing has under the hood. I was thinking that was gonna solve it for me. Let's see, we gotta open the hood on this. Okay, so put in a new coil, new plugs, new spark plug wires, and I replaced the DuraSpark box because I was pretty much convinced. Oh yeah, so new cap and rotor as well. I was pretty much convinced that this was ignition problems, and the ignition stuff did need to be replaced. The plugs looked terrible when I pulled them out. And then when I went to reinstall the plug wires, I broke one of them, so that ruined that. Had to get new ones, but yeah, so right now I've got the carburetor pulled off of this thing. Trying to do a rebuild on that, but not sure if that one's going to be rebuildable or not. Tend to just be damaged beyond recognition, if not by me, by the previous person who rebuilt it. So who knows what's going to happen with this. I really hope to get this thing running soon, because this is a really nice, comfortable car to drive around, and not as worried about it getting destroyed as I am if I'm dailying the Mustang. This car is from when they still made cars to really freaking last. Like, the quirk about this thing, sometimes the hood doesn't want to open, so you got to unbolt the hood cable so you can yank it harder, then it'll open. I think it was in a slight front end collision before I purchased it. Yeah, you know, we just got jumper cables and shit all over the place. This car also has a stereo in it, but really clean interior on this car. Super comfy seats. I really liked taking this thing on road trips when it was running. It's a real loss to not be able to drive this thing around. And last but not least, we got the 1993 Ford Lightning truck. This thing has been very helpful having it around. This thing also needs to get washed, but just recently went through and did the oil pan replacement on this thing, and you know, a few months later, now it decides to start leaking from the rear main seal, so got a nice puddle under here again. Pretty disappointing, but it is what it is. The there's a lot of other things that need to be fixed on this motor. So as I said in a previous video, the truck is requesting an engine out service. The truck is not backing down on the engine out request, so that kind of sucks. Got another top cover back here because the one on there is starting to wear out again. Getting annoying to shift. Ugh. Oh yeah, get in the truck. Everybody loves the truck. God, it's gonna be a ton of work to get this thing where I want it to be. Gotta love that fuel injection. That shit just turns on. Amazing. You know, standard truck stuff in here. Got GameCube controllers, giant jug of oil, the Motorcraft racing hat. You know, it's cold, so you gotta have gloves, but forget Sonic. And this thing fucking broke out again. Which, I don't know. The fog lights stopped working on the truck a little while ago anyway, so I gotta dig into that and see what the problem is. Truck, no AC, has heat. All the gauges work except for the oil pressure and the gas. I'd like to get that oil pressure gauge fixed at some point. I mean, the previous person installed this, and I mean, this is fine as an indicator, but I would much rather have the crappy fake one from Ford. It's like, you know, this gets in the way sometimes. So no point in having to switch because only the front tank works. It kind of stinks in here, but I mean, it's a truck. It's a Lightning. It's only got 122,000 miles on it. So hopefully I can get it together and get this fucking thing fixed. I don't know why this is open. Somebody trying to fucking get in here. Bastards. Somebody left a note on this the other day behind my damn house. Interested in buying your Lightning, give me a call. It's like, don't come behind my fucking house and put notes on my truck. Like, if it was parked on the street, that would be one thing, but it is parked behind my damn house. Like, don't come back here. Yeah, it's a truck engine, so it's a lot of stuff that really needs to be redone on this. When I bought this, one of the studs for the water pump was broken off in the block, and I never got around to fixing it. It's still broken off. It weeps a little bit of coolant here and there, but not to a level to where it's catastrophic. You just have to keep an eye on it, you know, once a month or so. You check it, top it off if it needs it. Other thing that's messed up is there's some header bolts that are snapped off on this side. So truck's needed to have the engine pulled and refreshed ever since I purchased it. It's been running amazing. I've taken it on a lot of trips even despite the problems, but you know, with the rear main seal leaking, I'm kind of hesitant to take it on any long drives. But yeah, that's what's going on with the channel right now. Just kind of stagnating a little bit, but at least the Mustang runs. One day maybe we'll get everything else fixed. That's where everything stands currently. Thanks for subscribing.